Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Arches again. So we last left off when our boyfriend, or maybe Cameron, Davon and Artie are going to try to find Cameron because Cameron went into the back to the motel, and he thought that Davon and Artie was pranking him, but they weren't, and Karen was kind of hallucinating and stuff like that, and he cried, so he ran off the desert. So after that, now we are gonna go find and look for Cameron, or in Cameron's perspective, and I'll say my usual things again. This video is a reaction video, so if you try to have a listening thingy, it probably might not be the best, but you don't have to leave yet, don't leave yet. You can always listen to my reaction, and also I'll be also doing voice acting as well. And with voice acting, if there's any type of bad words or slurs or anything bad, please don't take it by a heart or offense by it, because I might not know. Or if the mood or vibe about it kinda like it, if they're very angry and it's kind of reasonable, it makes sense. But also talking about words, I might have some pronunciation words problem, but I will try my best to say most of the words right. So let's not keep you hanging on, and let's start Arches. There's no way. There's no way. Terence shook his head back and forth, unwilling to believe that Dave, his boyfriend, the person he loved most, will do this to him. But why? Avon is the one that wants to leave, that wants to protect him from this nightmarish town. How will this help at all, making all the ghosts up? Avon truly wants to understand what happened to Lupita. Lupita, wait, yeah, Lupita, where she is. Nowhere. So he wants Cameron's vision to be true. Unless it's both. He couldn't have been involved in the vision he had by the lake, right? Or was he heard in the first? Those were real. Cameron feels it deeply down that they don't have been real. Couldn't have made it up, that recounting of the forest creature or of the girl being murdered. Maybe Davon was worried Cameron would give up if he didn't see anything, and wanted to make sure by hanging himself in the closet, by creating one of the worst moments in Cameron's life. Dang, Davon would never do that. Would never think to do that. As he thinks this, something flickers in Cameron's vision. It's hard to describe, but there's a visionness to what he's seeing. And then the lighting began to change, just like it did next to the lake. The coyote stopped. Richard is apprehensive, not really interested in having visions at the moment. He doesn't have to say in the matter, though. Oh my goodness. This time, the lighting takes such a serial, anonymous, blood-red glow that even though Karen thought he was prepared, he definitely isn't. He stands in the unnatural light, feeling a bit sick, but then he realizes he's actually someone else, just like when he saw the girl life end. Oh, but he seems to snap into his host and look down at the body of a creature he can't quite make out. His person he's becoming breathing heavily, double over, his giant paws on knees, feeling sick. He never killed someone before. This little fog deserved it, at least. He splits on the body, then suddenly realizes he needs to get rid of it. As far as he knows, no one knows that he is here, all the way from Payton, and if he can get rid of the body, no one will ever know he did it. He prepared himself, finding it easier and easier to come to terms with the murder. The thrill he got from it, the swooping feeling in his chest that immediately made his dick get hard. What? Wait, hold on. Did I read that right? What? It's a bit worrying, even to him. With a deep breath, he leans down, but then suddenly feels like he's being watched. Suddenly, he looks up. The hell? Is that a, spaceship or something? It hovers over the road, watching him. He's seeing a handful of UFOs, all of them while he was in Echo. He came to realize that it wasn't aliens, or whatever the F people believe it in. It was supernatural, or something, like a ghost. He suddenly thinks back last week when that space shuttle blew up and his class watched it on TV. Okay, I don't know. Okay, I have to sorry for y'all, but oh my god, this music gives me the chills, oh my god. I don't know if it's a good chill, it's just so, I don't know. Oh my god, okay, let's just continue reading. He's been the only one to laugh when it happened. Not really because it was funny, but because it was so unexpected, and so boring until that point. To him, that is the way space could be haunted with ghosts. But for some reason, he doesn't think anything living, or at least anything that was living, is involved with this. What he realizes is that those craft, made of metal, glass, and covered in lights, are empty. As far as he was concerned, there is no difference from the ghosts. Ghosts that weren't people at all. They're hollow shells, only there to feed on their sick feelings he got when seeing them, only there to watch him so that the small amount of guilt he had might grow just a little bit bigger. And tonight, aliens visit him, to torture him, and to violate him. Not really aliens, but the same thing as the ghosts that people see in this town. It's all the same. So he ignores it as he gets back to work, and it hovers over his head, even as he feels his eyes red on the back of his neck. Whoa. Karen isn't sure what to think right now. Yeah, to be honest, if I was Karen, I would just have no comment, to be honest. I would be like, what the hell did I just saw? Especially the alien UFO or something. UFO? Yeah, that's my same reaction. What? While a shadow creature in the forest has been strange, but he only heard someone recounting it. Karen assumed that man in his vision wasn't in his right mind. Maybe misinterpreting what he was experiencing. But this? A full-blown craft in the sky above a dead body. Now, Karen is almost positive he's been toyed with, like raincoat monster in the motel room. I mean, I guess that is a probably a way how to say it, maybe. It just makes him feels like he's going crazy. And it reminds him that for some unexplainable reason, he thought Dave might be in on it. How does he even consider that Dave could be involved in this? Besides, even now, despite it being almost completely silent aside from the crunching of his footsteps on the gravel road, the voices are incessant, even louder. And how could he hide speakers out there in the middle of nowhere? Now that he focused on those voices, he can actually start making out some words, sentence fragments. Singing, they sing. Sins of creatures are always. You piece of shoot. Stop doing. Every time he catch a new voice, it fades away before it finish what it's saying. Karen stopped so he could hear better, ears up. But his voice faded back to barely noticeable whispers on the wind. Karen remembers those ghost hunting shows he watched a few times. The way they're always trying to communicate. So he clears his throat awkwardly. Um, hello? Are you trying to talk to me? Do you have something you like to say? Karen isn't even sure he should be saying you because the voices are much a mixture of many. But why would they all congregate on this one dirt road? Because it's echo? Either way, they seems to have moved on, so Karen starts walking again. It's something we should see. You think you're special, stupid shoot. Again, Karen stops, and so does the voices. Hello? Silence. The words don't even really make sense. If the ghosts are trying to talk to him, wouldn't they say something useful? Maybe they just don't like him. And if it's a replying of something in the past, why are they just blabbling nonsense? Wait, could it be like the many memories? Because since Cameron have the visions of like oh like the girl from the next to the river, and then we just have the guy right now that was seeing UFO. So like what if the many voices is just like the same it's the same thing but just passed by and stuff like that? Is it like that or is it just random ghosts just making random nonsense? Karen sighs and take a step. You stupid. The coyote frees, suddenly making a connection. He looks down at his foot, then brushes it back up and forth over the gravel. Stupid sack of shoot. Karen stares. It's coming from the gravel. From the sounds of it, anyways. A gentle wind tickles over the fur in his ears, and the whisper continues. Oh, what the? Suddenly, he's back in the trailer with his mother. Is that his mother right there? He's lying back on the couch, nodding out after snorting his pills. His mother, on the other side of the trailer, is kneeling amongst the debris of markers and arch shapes. She always been meticulously clean, emphasizing that while they might live in a trailer, they can still make it look nice. I mean, it's something, I think. But over the past year, she seems to crave less and less, and now dishes were used and never cleaned. Boxes of takeout opened and left where they were eaten. Karen himself couldn't be bothered to tidy up. It's easier now that his mother doesn't give an F. He can't do his drugs right in front of her now. The post-it notes and strips of fabrics tied to every arch his mother spotted. And to things Karen is pretty sure aren't arches. Oh, he said the thing. He said the thing. Okay, sorry. I know this is probably a serious scene, but he said arches. Like not arch, but arches. You know. Okay. I get it. Wait, let me reread again. Even to things Karen's is pretty sure isn't arches. Maybe the place looked like a disaster anyways. What does bother him, though, that he watches her, the half-lit eyes, in the way she looks. Her fur is diminished and sticking up in different places, and she's in the same clothes she's been in for weeks. She started to have a strange odor around her, but Karen feels too weird telling his own mother she smelled bad. I mean, I don't think it's weird, or bad, or awkward. It's sad. Oh. He almost wishes she'd scream at him and slap him like she did whatever she found his drugs. Almost. Because right now, he's feeling so good. She seems happy enough to listen for that fan. Oh my god, don't cry, Cameron. Karen covers his muzzle, heart pounding, listening to the whispering wind. No, no. His eyes blur with tears. He turns around because he's worried something might be watching him, and his feet scrapes the gravel. Sadness seems to always. Karen covers his ears, feeling the now familiarized tides of panic in his chest. He's going crazy. Just like his mother, he's losing his mind. But his mother changed over the courses of months. This is so sudden. He never hears voices before. Or has he? That hallucination he had of Dave hanging, that was a voice. But that could has been a dream too. Now Karen breathing is really strong, really starting to get out of control, and he wants to run back to Davon and apologize, just so they can hold each other again. Of course Davon wouldn't F with him over this, and Karen can't understand why he thought that. Seems like a possibility just 5 minutes ago, but something holds him from running back right now. And that's because if he's crazy, he doesn't want Dave to see it. Sure, he has a few nervous breakdowns and panic attacks in the few first years of their first relationship, but that's normal crazy. This, this is actually crazy. It's psychotic. And while Dave would hold him, comfort him, take him away from this place, who to say that would happen after that? Behind his outgoing, natural, and warm smile, Dave would be doubting their relationship. He already is. He's been worn down by Cameron's demoralizating mental state. His demor- demoralizing hygiene. The determination of this man he once knew as the spirits to delusions deepens. Stop it. Stop. Stop it. I'm not mom. No, but you're her son. Damn it, I hate when that mind is so kinda lucky, right? That voice. The ones that coming from inside his head. The one that doesn't feels like his inner voice. The one that won't shut the F up. Darren is walking back the way he came, back towards Davon, towards what he knows is real and safe. But is he? Yes. Even though he's scared, he might say it confidently. And strangely enough, he feels that seems like a pause to the voice and like it's not quite sure how to respond. Good. Cameron thinks, this time with his own thoughts. He makes sure to walk to the side of the road. The dusk, somewhat rocky surface preferable to the whispering gravel. Davon keeps trying to figure out how things could have gone so wrong. His feelings after a pending catastrophic failure of how feeling fully violated. It happened. He took those courses analyzing engineering ethics. He studied case in which every step of a disordered and details, and exactly how each step was preventable. He took a great care of his career to make sure he would never become one of those case studies, that the machines he helped design were as safe as possible. And while he's already thought the fact that he even knows Cameron was on a antiphil- antisyphilic at some point, just that he was on meds. He knew his Karen problems were concerning, and he's reassured himself that a crash course of abnormal physiology, physiology, while he was never as openly dismantleful as his peers, the idea of Trying to explain complex behavior through endless theories was frustrating, to say at least. He chuckled it up to him, being one of those people who simply needs a solid answer, a number. But he also remembers those months when Cameron was on his medication. How one night he had Dave sit with him on the art building on campus. It was late, and no one was around as Karen almost urgently bashed it on the keys of the grand piano, asking him if any of it sounds good. Dave said it sounds fine. Then the Cowdy family broke down, saying he couldn't write music anymore. That emotionally, things that became black and white, that there was a small wall between him and who he was, that the machine he was talking was the reason why he effed up his chance with the label. And as Karen slumps over the piano, Dave had decided that physiology doesn't know a thing about how people work. That physiatrists might as well be drug dealers with an office. It has been the same fact for his mother after what happened to Lupita. Even now, she struggles with her own addiction, and being boozles something carelessly prescribes to hers, so she stopped willing all at time. To Devon, it seems like physiology would never move past lumbomness. Instead, it would convert them to pills. And never really changed the mindset. And it's why he never encouraged Karen to seek some sort of help, especially if he didn't want it. When he took away from his research is that hallucination of any kind are some sort of concern and should be never be brushed off. But he had done just that with some idea of maybe there's more to hallucination for some people than psychology will ever understand. Maybe it's ghost. Devon wants to hit himself. In fact, he wishes the Weasel Man had kicked him in the nuts to go with the gun punch, something else to remind him how unbearably stupid he is. The concept of the paranoia is so far in his mind at some point that he doubts he'll ever dabbled in it again.
See? There he is, dude.
Dave looks up, and sure enough, he sees Cameron running towards them. A smile of relief on the coyote's face seems to break the dam of emotion in Dave's chest. The one that he looked at him as if he were a stranger is gone. The next thing he knew, he's running too. He wondered why Cam is running on the rough rocks and Torny vegetarian, but Davon joins him and Karen runs into his chest with a thump. I'm sorry. I didn't know what the hell I was. Stop. You're fine. That's all I care about. You're fine. But I don't know if I'm. You're here and you're fine. And we're gonna go home, okay? Yeah. Careful. Avon rocks him back and forth on the uneven rocks ground, sending them into the dirt. But Avon just pulls Cameron into his lap, still hugging him tightly. Meanwhile, Archie is looking away, seeming to have spotted something very interesting in the Minchurious firs just off the road, though he's smiling. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for bringing you here. I didn't know what to say. I'm sorry. No, it's. No, it's my fault for thinking that I was special, that I have superpowers or something. None of this is your fault, okay? Karen stays quiet and Devon is contented to just hold the coyote, both of them sniffling. Meanwhile, the coyote plucks the stage bush, but rubbing up against them, while he holds to his nose. You know, I hate the desert. Devon tries to adjust to the journeying shift of conversation, but goes along with it, assuming Karen just wants to focus on another things for now. I'm starting to hate it, too, actually. Karen inhales and springs the sagebush to his paw again. Well, I love the smell of sagebushes, the way the whole desert smells like it. Hmm? I suppose that's alright. There's something about it reminds me of Christmas. That's weird coming from someone who grew up surrounded by pine forest. Like when we went up to Dad's cabinet, and that's a smell I can get behind. I guess I got used to it, and sage bushes is just different. The desert version of pine forest. Pines can grow in the desert. And I mean, the ones on the northwest. We should go to your dad's cabin again. It was fun. Oh, really? I thought you didn't like it. Oh, and honestly, Dave hasn't either. He had mentioned to take Karen's ice fishing, like his father had taken him so many times. The second they got there, though he realized how wonderfully unprepared he was. I complain too much, but we should go in the summer so we don't have to dig through 4 feet of snow just to open the cabinet. Dave almost laughed at the memory of being so exhausted by the time he opened the cabinet with his palms so romantically making love to Cameron went out to the window the second when they got in bed. Wait, what? Hold on. Let me reread that. Dave almost laughed at that memory of being so exhausted by the time he opened the cabinet that his palms to romantically make love to Cameron went out the window the second they got in bed. Uh, okay. Yeah, I'll ask my dad about it when we get back. I just want to be somewhere with you, away from this. Yeah, far away from this. Dave, I don't think I'm a actual psychic. I hallucinate a UFO a little bit ago. That's not real. Oh, uh, you just saw one? Well, in my mind, I was in someone else. I saw a dead body, and I saw a spacecraft in the sky. It doesn't make sense. I see. Well, you don't have to worry about that anymore once we're out of here. I really hope we won't. Dave isn't going to ask him to evaluate or tell him that UFOs are commonly reported in Echo, especially in times when supernatural activity is at its peak. While he wants to convince Karen he isn't mentally ill, he knows that's not what he should be doing right now. Even though he wants to deny it, he doesn't know if it's true or not. He believed Karen's is psychic, but that was taking a backseat to the possibilities that something else is happening too. And Dave can't be the one to figure that out for Cameron. He can only be there to support him. Oh shoot! I think Archie is in a forest! Eh? Sure enough, Archie disappeared. Oh my gosh, wait, the Archie went to the forest? Oh yeah. Well, he will be alright. We will just call him. Not really a big deal anyway. Dave, that is where the shotgun guy is. Uh, F. I forgot. Dave stares at the tree line hopefully. Dave, we have to get him. Well, he shouldn't be far in at all. Anyways, we can still warn him real quick, but let's keep our voices down. They got up and moved towards the forest. Dave wants to tell Cameron to wait on the road, but at the same time, he's worried about losing him again right after finding him. And I'm gonna stop it here. Yep, unless if you're seeing this clip, then yep, I'm ending it off here. But if you don't see this clip, then that means I'm good. Wait a minute. Yeah, if you seeing this clip right now, I'm gonna end it off from here. But if you don't see it, then that means well you don't see it, but that means it's still continuing. So my future self decided if this thing's gonna continue or stop. But I'm gonna stop it here. And let's go off to the menu. Yep. And that should be all, everybody. So we just saw Cameron's, well, not Cameron's vision, but we found Cameron back again. That's good. And we reunited with Avon. That's also good. But we're missing RT, and he unfortunately went to the forest where the shotgun guy was at. And we will be hooked again. After we just ran off the forest, now we're coming back to the forest again. There are some interesting moments that I won't recall, but that was pretty interesting. And make sure to like and subscribe for more parts of Arches. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.